Hello, my name's Robin from Yin Yang. We're the workplace wellbeing specialists. We're here today to do a very short video. We're going to do a few little exercises to get our shoulders and our neck and our back moving a little bit. So these are fantastic if you've been sitting at a desk or driving or something. We tend to spend our lives with our shoulders up here hunched and our hands this way and perhaps our chin jutted out a little bit. So a lot of people have, and the most common physical problems are pain in the back, neck and shoulders. So we're going to do some really simple stretches and so a little bit of movement going on to hopefully free up our back, and freeing up ourselves physically helps to free up the mind as well. So hopefully after this we'll be a little bit more creative and productive when we get back to whatever it is that we're doing. So although these are similar to stretches and exercises you might do in a yoga class, there's absolutely no yoga mat required. I'm here in my normal work clothes and you can be too. All you need to for this one is have a wall. That's it. All you need, just a wall, nothing else other than that. So whenever you're ready, the first one we're going to do is we're just going to stand with our backs to the wall. So heels against the wall, feel your bottom against the wall, and the same with the shoulder blades as well, and the back of your head if you can. So we make sure we're nice and straight here, and with the back of the head against the wall, we're just going to tuck our chin in a few times. So we tuck our chin in, give ourselves a bit of a double chin, that's okay, and then just release. We're not trying to look up too far, we're trying to draw the chin in towards the pit of the throat. And as you draw the chin in, you might notice that the back of your head just moves up the wall a little bit. So as the back of the head moves up, because we bring the chin in, what we're doing is we're lengthening the back of our neck. So we're creating a little bit of space in between all the vertebrae and the discs in this area. So just by tucking a chin in a few times, we can hopefully lengthen the back of our neck. And while we're doing that, we just make sure that our whole body's nice and straight against the back of the wall. And it's useful to feel the back of our head sliding up the wall a little bit, because it gives us a real sense that actually the back of our neck is lengthening by doing this. Really simple, but very effective. So that's the first one. Once we've done that a few times, we're going to bring ourselves still against the wall. And this time we're going to have our hands against the wall, palms facing against the outsides of our thighs, and make sure your little fingers are on the wall, and so are your shoulder blades, okay? So shoulder blades, just be aware of your shoulder blades in contact with the wall behind you. You might just want to move this way and that might already feel like a bit of a stretch for you if your shoulders are quite tight. And then from here, with the spine against the wall, and with our shoulder blades and the edges of our little fingers against the wall as well, we're going to do some little shoulder strokes, but we're going to focus on keeping the tips of our shoulder blades in contact with the wall while we do this, and the same for the little fingers as well. So we're just going to draw the shoulder blades up towards the ears as far as we can, keeping the shoulder blades in contact with the wall behind you. And then as you exhale, just draw the shoulder blades down towards the waistband of your trousers, and you feel the little fingers slide down as you do that as well. So we inhale up and exhale down. So just go at your own speed, go with your own breath. Keep the whole of the spine, and especially being aware of the shoulder blades and the little fingers being against the wall as you do this. And it might help if you want to imagine that your shoulder blades and your little fingers, almost like they're digging a little trench in the wall. So they're moving up and down, if you like, together in unison. The shoulder blades are just moving up and down, and the same thing with those little fingers as well, just sliding up and down. Just helping to bring a bit of movement back to our shoulders. And we're not trying to bring our shoulders up towards our ears, they're up here a lot of the time, so we can focus a little bit more on allowing them to just fall down towards the floor a little bit. So having done that a couple of times, just gently easing off, and then just pausing now, and you can give everything a little bit of a shake as we get everything moving again. And then from here we're going to come into a bit of a twist. Now our spine is actually designed for movement, all sorts of movements, but we're going to focus on a twisting movement here for the spine. So what we're going to do, just have a look down at your feet, check they're about 1 to 2 fist widths apart for the feet, and the knees want to be a little bit soft for this, so just a little bend in the knees, and just bring your hands to rest, either on your belly or somewhere around your chest, okay? So for this one, we're going to try and keep our head perfectly still, so I'm going to be looking directly at you, and I'm going to try and keep my head still, and we're also going to try and keep our hips still as well, so we're just isolating the movement between those 2 points. That's where the twist is going to happen, if you like. So with the hands here just in front of us now, we're just going to keep our head still if we can, and our hips still, and take our shoulders round from one side to another. Now don't worry if to start with when you do this the whole body's doing a bit of a twist and the whole head's going. you might not be used to isolating the movement in these areas. So it might take a little bit of time, and you might only have a tiny little bit of movement in the shoulders. That's okay. You might help to keep the tummy muscles a little bit tight to stop the hips rolling around from side to side as well. That's not why we're focusing the movement here. We're trying to focus the movement on our thoracic spine, where our rib cage is. And these joints, you've got 48 joints in fact, 12 vertebrae where the ribs meet your spine, and these are designed for twisting. This is the movement that they're designed to do. So if you don't keep twisting, then they're just going to stop moving, and you're going to find stiffness, not just in this part of your spine, but it's going to spread to other areas of your back as well. Now just doing that a few more times, doing your best to keep your head still and the eyes fixed on a point in front of you. You might feel or hear a few little internal crunches going on as you're doing that one. That's okay, as long as you're always moving nice and gently and never pushing beyond the point of any pain. Pain's your body's way of saying, okay, I think that's probably about as far as we should go, okay? So the idea with these is little and often is the best way to see significant improvements. So nice, gentle movements. You might want to do this one every time you get up for a cup of tea while you're at work, for example. So a nice little twist just to get the spine moving again, and then you can just give everything another little bit of a shake and movement if you want to. So next one we're going to do is we're going to do a nice little gentle back bend, okay? So we can do this against this wall. I'll demonstrate it against the wall and then I'll come back to you so you'll be able to see it a little bit more easily. We're going to bring our tips of our toes against the wall and spread the palms out on the wall, and then from here, as you inhale, we're just going to lift the middle of the chest straight up the wall up towards the ceiling, okay? Keeping the hands spread against the wall. So the lower tummy muscles are going to be tight, and I'll turn around and do this one side on, so hopefully you'll get a better view of what's happening here. So imagine I've got my wall here and my hands are against the wall. So already we might be getting a nice little stretch for the fingers here as well, which is a nice little bonus. So we just inhale and lift the middle of the chest up towards the ceiling. You can keep the gaze straight towards the wall, or if it feels okay for your neck, just be really careful if you are going to look upwards. Again, any pain in the neck, if it's an area where you have stiffness or some problems, then you're going to be really gentle with that area. And every time you inhale, you just think about the middle of the chest lifting up a little bit higher. You might feel the tummy muscles on the front just start to extend and lengthen a little bit. Nice slow deep inhales through the nose, and as you exhale you might just feel those shoulder blades relaxing down to the floor a little bit as well. And then nice and gently just releasing, and again if you need to do a little bit of movement, then feel free to do so now. So we're going to finish off just one more really short video today. So we're just going to finish off with another little stretch for the neck, okay? So a lot of people, if you have problems in the neck, you want to bring movement back to the neck, and it's a very delicate area, so we want to be really gentle with this area. Don't want to force anything, and I say if there's any pain or anything doesn't feel quite right, then listen to your body. Yoga is all about working with your body, not against it, so heed any warning signals that your body's giving you and respect it. You only get one body, so you might as well look after it. So this one's going to be a little bit of a movement from side to side with the head. So again, you can do this one against the wall if you want to, with the back of the head and the shoulders and the bum and the heels all against the wall. And then what we're going to do, keeping the eyes ahead, you're just going to roll from side to side with the head, keeping the back of the head against the wall as we do this, okay? And don't be tempted to lift the chin up while you're going from side to side, because that's going to compress the neck a little bit. Start with the chin tucked in, and then very gently just let one ear fall down towards one shoulder, and then the other ear fall down to the other shoulder. And as you're doing this, you might notice your shoulders start to hunch up one way to try and get you a little bit further across. If you're doing that, it's not necessarily going to cause you any problems, but we're trying to focus on moving our neck here. So actually moving across sideways, I'm not moving my neck here at all here, but I might feel like my head's going down to the side, but it's not really helping. So just be aware of your shoulder blades staying in the same place against the wall as you do this. Just gently going from side to side, nice and gently. And if it feels good for you to spend a bit of time on one side, then you can just sort of relax there and then just start to see if everything can just become a little bit more quiet and a little bit more still. And if you're leaning just across to one side for a couple of moments, then not only thinking about the head going across to that side, you can think about the opposite shoulder staying where it is, and maybe that shoulder staying heavy. So we're getting the stretch by the weight of the head, not forcing it, just using the weight of the head from one side. And then the shoulder is giving us a stretch in the other direction by just keeping the shoulder nice and relaxed. And then to the other side if you want to. And if you have a particularly tight side of your neck, then you're going to focus more on stretching away from the tight side. So we're thinking about trying to create space. If there's tightness, we want to create space there. So if this side of the neck is tight, you want to be really careful taking the head to that side, because you're just going to be compressing it a little bit more. So just going side to side, nice and gentle. And just to finish off, we're just going to do a couple more of those little chin tucks again. And then maybe with the back of the head on the wall, just gently take the nose in a little circle round. You might feel the back of your head making a little circle against the wall as you do that. Nice and gentle. And then round the other way with your circles to finish off. So there you go. Hopefully, a good opportunity for you to get standing up. Stand up for our health. This is important. You can tuck your shirt back in now if you're heading back to work or coming out of the meeting room or wherever it is you've been doing this, and get back to whatever it is that you're doing, and hopefully be a little bit more freer and a little bit less stiff in the body, which makes us less stiff in the mind as well. So we always love to know what you think. If you have any comments, we'd love to know about them. Use the hashtag Yin Yang Tribe on social media for any comments or thoughts, and we look forward to connecting with you again soon. So have a fantastic day. I hope it's wonderful for you. Namaste.